Adam, I know a little bit about your background. Would you tell our listeners about your background in politics?
Sure. I've served in the Virginia General Assembly for 9 years, the first 8 years in the House of Delegates, and now in the Virginia State Senate. I'm the first openly gay member of the General Assembly, and still the only openly gay member of the Virginia General Assembly. I represent Alexandria, Arlington, and Fairfax in Northern Virginia.
And you're on the Credentials Committee here at the Democratic Convention?
I am. I served on the Credentials Committee for this convention. I was excited because it was chaired by Mayor Julian Castro of San Antonio, and I got to see him before he gave the speech, and just was incredibly impressed tonight.
Very good.
By his speech as well as the First Lady's.
Our radio program is called State of Belief. We look at the role of religion in politics and government. How significant, if at all, is religion going to be in this year's election?
I think that what is significant is the good in people, which can come from their religious tradition and what they stand for. And the benediction we had here, that tone tonight is a tone of a good discussion for the American people, a respectful conversation, and to me that's what religion is about.
One of the few times, if ever, in a national convention, political convention, that I've heard the opposing candidate prayed for in the benediction.
Yeah, I thought that was really nice, a good tone, and the whole tone tonight was about what's good. And to me, when religion is the best religion is when it's a force for good. Sometimes we've seen religion not used for good. I was troubled tonight to look on the internet and see a sign that said vote for the American on a church marquee, and that's not what this election's about, and I think that that's not what this party's about.
Well, that's a good segue into the next question I wanted to ask you. Sometimes we have seen religion used as a political strategy, and that negatively impacts the whole issue of religious freedom as far as we're concerned. Is religious freedom okay in this election? We've got the Catholic bishops talking about how bad it is that they can't practice their contraception consciousness in insurance policies and so forth. How big a role is religious freedom going to play in this election?
I think for intelligent people, it shouldn't. I was troubled the other night. I went to a diner, and someone told me they weren't going to vote for Mitt Romney because he was a Mormon. And I told the person, that's not why you shouldn't vote for Mitt Romney. And I didn't get into the details, but that's troubling. I think that among open-minded American voters who want to vote on the facts, it shouldn't play a role. And unfortunately, I think that people who are more narrow-minded would vote the way they're going to vote anyway, and use it sometimes as an excuse or sometimes narrow-mindedness. There's a lot of good religious, not just tradition, but feeling that can lead to a higher dialogue, and I hope that's what the role that religion will play.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you one other question. Let's say you've got 30 seconds with Barack Obama, and he has asked you any advice on my campaign.
I think he's running a good campaign. I think that the positive vision that we saw tonight at this convention, and to set out two things. One is to remind the voters of the accomplishments and the way we've moved forward over the last 4 years, because I don't think that the country is focused on that. And the other would be to provide the contrast without vilifying the other side. So to remind the voters of what's good and also what's coming forward.
Thanks for talking with us.
Sure, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it very much.
Sure.
That was good.